I was accused of everything you can think of by my ex-wife. Drugs, violence, being drunk while looking after the kids, all the worst things. And none of it was true.
Oh, I found it incredibly difficult to come forward to seek support. As a man, obviously we're taught quite often to keep our emotions to ourselves, not necessarily talk about the struggles that we have in our lives. So when you're trying to seek that support, it can be incredibly difficult internally. On top of that, trying to find support services that are available for men, specifically around domestic abuse, can be really difficult. I know there's not a lot of provision nationally. Obviously, we're very lucky here in Kent, but unfortunately for me at the time, it was just not something that was available.
There are still some barriers, but we're working together in partnership with New Leaf to break some of those down and make support more accessible in services and statutory agencies for male victims, for them to come forward.
I massively struggled to engage with services when I came forward. Unfortunately for me, I had some negative experiences, particularly with kind of statutory services, police and stuff like that. I unfortunately didn't receive support at the time, and found that I kind of had to try and muddle through things on my own.
I had a horrible time in my relationship, and now I'm having a horrible time trying to prove that I'm a victim to get the help I need. It shouldn't be like this.
I think it's a little bit different in terms of kind of the way society looks at male victims of abuse. Obviously, when you look at, say, the media narratives, or you look at, at the moment in the news, there's a lot going on around violence against women and girls. To come forward as a man feels quite wrong in society, and it shouldn't do at all. Your own close support network will always support you. I had some really, really good support from my family, from my friends, and acceptance of what I'd said, what I'd disclosed to them. But as a whole, with society as a whole, I think it's incredibly difficult to come forward as a man, because there is all this focus around, males can't be victims, males must be the perpetrators, women are always the victims, which when you then disclose to someone that you've been abused by a woman makes it incredibly difficult.
Some of the barriers that our clients quite often report to us are quite significant. So a lot of our clients are fathers, they have children, and they struggle to engage with services sometimes, such as social care or housing, and being recognised as a victim of domestic abuse in their own right. And that's why it's so important for our services to be there to advocate for them, and to advocate for their safety, for the safety of these men and for their children. There's also a 10-minute bill going through Parliament at the moment, looking at violence against men and boys, which currently sits under the Violence Against Women and Girls Act. So all of our male clients are being counted as female victims in the statistics when we're looking at how it's recorded within law. Obviously for men, that's really disempowering.
I arrived from Liverpool feeling totally alone, completely lost, But thankfully, along the way, I've had all the support I needed through New Leaf. They help me to regain me confidence. They help me to improve me physical and mental health. And most importantly to me, they help me to understand that it wasn't my fault and to finally accept that I had been a victim. Though now I consider myself a survivor.
Say firstly is believe in yourself, you know the truth, and don't let other people tell you that that's not the case. And if you're struggling to find support or acceptance within your own kind of social circles, then there are services that are available. And I'd heavily encourage anyone to come forward, because not only will having someone from a service support you give you more confidence and empower you, it will also validate what you're feeling. And I think that's really important as men, that we're given the safe space to talk, the safe space to explore what we've been through and kind of process it.
We're also very fortunate that in Kent we have men's services. This isn't the same across the country, unfortunately, at the moment, but there are improvements being made. There's also a lot more research that's being undertaken by top academics such as Dr. Elizabeth Bates. We've recently engaged with her and supported some of her research looking at barriers for male victims. And the more research we do, the more data we have, the more we can make men feel comfortable and confident in speaking out. And that obviously then increases the data that we have, which can then go forwards into increasing funding and creating more specialist services for men up and down the country.
Today, we've learned about the difficulties that men face when coming forward as a victim of domestic abuse. These conversations are never easy to have, but every word spoken here today goes a long way in helping to break the silence that so many men still live in. What we've learned here today is that change is happening. More men are coming forward, more services are being built, more communities are listening, and not just for the men affected by domestic abuse today, but also for all generations to come. So, thank you.